Man, oh man, I know you're gonna kill me. All of you out there, you're gonna kill me. I know it. I don't want to say it. I don't, but I must. I just gotta say it. This is the untold truth about KASPA. We're gonna talk about it. You're gonna hate me for it, but at the end, you're gonna love me for it. Because just as this channel tried to warn you at roughly 18 cents that a top was imminent, at least a long-term local top was imminent, and that happened. Now we're trying to tell you that it's going to take a while. Okay, at least on like a good kind of positive, optimistic, it's going to take a while. If and even we're going to go to new all-time highs, and the worst case scenario is actually we're going to go down. So I know it's an unpopular opinion, and I know you're going to hate me for it, but I just got to come out clean and say it. Stay with me until the end. Bear with me. Bear with me. Don't hate me. Don't kill the messenger. I'm here. I just want to show you a point of view that might be different than most of you. And I'm going to give you the bear case and I'm going to give you the bull case. Both of them I'm going to show. Okay. And this is the untold truth, the untold, unpopular opinion that KASPA is either going to go down more than now. Now it's at 7.5 cents. So maybe it's going to go down, maybe new lows, maybe below 5 cents, or high probability is going to go sideways. And we must have Bitcoin in our favor, which is the good news is that Bitcoin is probably in our favor. And right now it's at 107, and probably sooner than later it's going to break the 112 and go to 120, 130, and who knows how high. So that's the good news. That's the good news, okay? The untold truth. Let's discuss. Let's take a look at the chart. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, everything, why I believe what I believe, teach you. But first thing, I'm doing my best to be as, educational as I can. So please, one favor, I'm doing this for hours over hours, videos over videos for you. One thing, smash and cook the like button, comment in the section below, push that bell notification because you don't want to miss any trade on any live videos on real-time trades. Push the bell notification, okay? Do it now, do it for me. Without further ado, I know you're gonna hate me. I'm sorry. Love me. Like. Let's do it. I want to share. I'm going to share the chart of KASPA for you right now. This is the long-term chart on KASPA. I'm going to move this a little bit because I just want to start with it. Let's put it over here. It's cute. It's cute. I like it. Okay, it's cute. This is the long-term chart on KASPA. The regular chart. Okay, we're gonna start from above. Okay. Now I'm gonna change this. Okay, and I'm going to show you the log scale. The log scale is actually showing by percentages difference, which is actually more accurate to show instead of just the regular size. So you can see, right, that from the beginning, okay, we initiated a bull market, right? All this, okay, this was a huge bull market forecast that I believe, ended roughly at the 15 cents after the Kraken listing. I believe this was the peak, the real peak, okay, of the end of the KASPA bull market, okay? Just to make sure you understand the symmetry, the ratios, how much the move was. Well, the move was, actually it goes all the way down here because this is a weekly standpoint. Let me just make sure we are the peak low. Peak low over here, we made 29,000%. 29,000% from the lowest low to the, or not to the highest, actually to where I believe the bull was over. But if you actually go higher, it's actually 39,000. But let's measure for the lowest low. You can see it. I'm not lying over here. The lowest low, or to the where I believe the bull market ended, or to the highest high, between 30 to 40,000%. Let's measure the time frame. Okay, from this weekly candle all the way to here, this was 413 days, so a year and 3 months. If you go all the way to the highest high, which was here, it's almost 2 years. Whatever, it doesn't really matter, okay? It doesn't really matter where you believe the bull market ended. As long as you understand that there was a bull market, I believe it ended here, okay? And I will explain why. Okay, I will explain why in a second. So first, now we understand the ratios, how much of a gain we already made in a very short period of time, okay? So you know why this happened? This happened because all the future prospect of what KASPA might be, the technology, how fast it can be, the trilemma, the smart contracts, everything was encapsulated in this specific move. 30,000% in a year and 3 months. That's a big move, you must admit. If you don't, and if you do, smash the like button, okay? Smash it, because I'm trying to teach you, okay? So now we understand the bird's eye view. We had a huge move already, which priced in the majority of the things that people are talking about, okay? Now, this is a regular chart. You can see it looks a lot different than the log charts. That's why sometimes you need to watch it, okay? Then after this bull move, okay, after this move up happened, let's just mark all this move, okay? Once this ended, we entered into what is called a distribution dominated phase. Let's actually remove everything, okay? We look at the chart again. Remember, this was this whole thing, okay? This whole thing was the uptrend, okay? The uptrend. Very much easy to understand. Now, then something changed, okay? Instead of just moving up from each sideways action up and up, we started to move up but fall down back into range. Then another marginal high, just like this one was a bit higher than this one is a bit higher than this one, and another margin, and then way back into range. And then, so this was the first character change, the second character change was we actually started to make lower highs and lower lows, okay? Which means that instead of an uptrend, we are in a downtrend, okay? Now I'm going to reduce everything again, okay? Remember, instead of an uptrend, okay, we went into a sideways kind of action with marginal higher highs that went back into range and into a downtrend. I call this stage 2. This we call stage 3 topping, and this is for stage 4 decline. And we teach this in our membership. If you want to join, you can always scan the QR code and join the membership. And I'm just going to pause for just 1 second, okay? If you're one of those Caspians that have above $100,000 in KASPA, okay, above $100,000 in any other thing, if you're watching, you need better guidance. Probably a lot of you don't know what to do. Probably 90% of you actually invested in KASPA in the last 2 years. You're actually at a loss. Anyone that invested here is at a loss right now, because this is the price. The only ones that are in profit is you bought here, and if you bought here, at least in the past 2 years almost, okay? The rest of you are at a loss. And if you have a lot of money in comparison, like above $100,000, and some of our clients have above $1 million, what you need to do, okay, is join the membership. You need to join our elite VIP. We created this tier precisely for people like you that have a medium to large account but are struggling to understand how to take matters into their own hand. You're hoping, you're relying on luck, you're trying to figure out what to do. Maybe you're a lot of stress. Maybe you even round tripped a lot of the gains. Maybe you bought over here, okay, you bought at this, you were at a huge gain, and now you're at a very small gain because you round trip back everything. We want to make sure this doesn't happen to you again. So consider joining our membership. This is for serious investors that want to make money, in the long term. We're going to teach you. We're going to hold you hand by hand. We're going to show you everything. This is the coaching team. We're going to take you calls. We start with weekly calls in the first month. Then we do monthly calls. We have AMAs. We're going to show you the trades, mega trades, the banger trades. We're going to show you. We're going to take your hand and make sure you don't miss any of those huge pumps. Just like KASPA made over here, this was a huge pump. I made 30 to 40% of my account in one trade, for instance, okay? Just one instance, okay? So I'm going to go back to make sure that you see me. Just recapping, okay? Just recapping. This was the stage 2 uptrend. This was the stage 3 topping, the distribution. Then we went in the stage 4, the decline phase. And again, okay, you can see the difference, okay? In the up move, you always have higher highs and higher lows, with every breakout, okay, every breakout creating a new outstanding move. This was 450% move, okay? Then this breakout over here made another 80% move, not as big, but then this breakout over here made another, 200%. Each of them, and of course, you had this first one over here that I'm not even counting this first huge move because you can't see it over here in this chart, okay? Then instead of breaking and moving, you broke out back into range. This is a distribution dominant. There are much more sellers than there are buyers, and big whales are using this liquidity of the breakouts as exit liquidity. That's why we go down into range. Then you try again and back down, and actually this was the mark of the stage 4 where you have the first lower high. You couldn't even muster a new high like you had here, and you're actually making lower highs right now. Okay, you're in the stage 4 decline. This is where we are right now. Right now, we're in a stage 4 decline, and nothing has changed. Okay, this is where the unpopular opinion is. Okay, this is where you're gonna hate me. Everything that I talked right now, maybe you loved me talking about this phase. And by the way, we traded this, and you can go find videos from us from the past, since we traded from March here, from this move, from March 2023, we traded this one, we traded this one. Okay, we shorted this one, also shorted this one. We longed this move over here not too long ago. This is all documented. You can go ahead and see it, documented. Okay, and right now we have zero position in KASPA, zero. Why? Because this move was met with huge selling, even though Bitcoin was not met with that big of huge selling also. So this is right now lagging over Bitcoin. Okay, so far the unpopular opinion. Now I'm going to give you maybe the good news. Okay, the good news is that the market needs Bitcoin, and Bitcoin needs liquidity. And if I made a video about Bitcoin's future, it's going to be uploaded in a few hours. You can go check that out. I'm not going to discuss it here, but the opinion over there is bullish. And if I'm bullish on Bitcoin, that means that everything else, has a big and high probability of continuing higher, KASPA included. Okay, now, so the good news, Bitcoin probably going to go up, meaning the crypto market should go up with it. I don't know how high, but should. Okay, from a probability standpoint, maybe we had the first higher low. Maybe we had the first high low. So from now on, we need to monitor KASPA for how it will act from here on. Okay. Now, let's say you're a KASPA and you want to get in now. You can buy now and use maybe this low or this low as your invalidation point. If you buy now and you're stopped here, you have a 20% loss, not too small, it's quite big. And here you have a 30% loss. Okay, so you need to come with a small position. I'm not going to do it. No, I'm going to wait for a better low risk, high reward entry. But I'm saying if you're one of those people that want in KASPA now, you can do this. And you need to make sure that you have your stop loss. Without a stop loss, this doesn't work. You need to have an invalidation point. You need to have risk first as a mindset. Risk as a mindset is more important than how much gains can I make. Risk is more important. Okay, definitely more important. One. So, but we're going to monitor this area from here on. Okay, we're going to see if indeed this was a real high low, and see how this acts here, and see if eventually we can break out to a new higher high and maybe make even more higher lows, significant higher lows as we go ahead. Now, I know what you're saying, Jomo, but if I can buy now here and you're going to buy here, I'm going to have a head start on you of 70%. Okay, but right now it's a very low probability of working. I work from a probability standpoint. And if when I get in, the probabilities for it to work are 60 or 70%, and your probability works like 10%, then you can only use a small position size and I can use a big position size. And if my work, I'm going to make more money than you because percentage-wise, because it doesn't matter the account, okay? Percentage-wise on the account, okay, not from a move standpoint, from on the capital returns on the account, I'm going to have a big return because I'm going to be more concentrated, because my conviction from a low risk, high reward standpoint as a professional trader is going to be that much higher than you. Okay, now, so this is what I'm going to look for. Okay, I'm going to look for confirmation this was indeed a higher low and that it not continues down, because then if it continues down, then this was invalidated. It's not a higher low. Okay, if we come on, if this is okay, if this then it's not a higher low and actually it's a new lower low, which is very bad. I'm going to probably short the F of this if it breaks down. But let's say this is, okay, then I'm going to look for this area to kind of be built sideways. I don't know if it's going to take weeks, month. This is going to be what I call a stage one neglect, okay? A stage one neglect is a sideways phase for a couple of months, usually sometimes even years. Not this in this case, I don't assume it's going to be years, but I do assume it's going to be maybe a month or maybe a few months until it breaks out from this range, new higher high. We can take the breakout, then have a retest, add on the retest, and then see how it acts. Now we beg to ask, what will happen? Will KASPA go to $3, to $7, to whoever? Are we going to break these new all-time highs and do whatever? Well, no one knows. I don't know if we're going to have a double top and meltdown because KASPA is cooked already, and the move here priced in the majority of all the information and actual, catalysts on KASPA. And even if Bitcoin goes to 150 or 200, so KASPA is just going to be met with more selling on the double top, or will it continue to 30 cents, 50 cents, 70 cents, a dollar? To be honest, I have no idea. Okay. As I love to say, okay, I don't have a crystal ball. I only have a bald head. Okay. And as a professional trader and a professional investor, I can't rely on wannabes and wishful thinking. I can only rely on data. I want to first see what happens here. I want to see where can I take a trade. I want to see what happens if we actually break out, how this acts. And if we do get here, I want to see how we act around the tops. And if we break out from those tops, then we can talk about how high can it go. Now, let's say it does break these highs. Here is a way to kind of measure this from the high to the top, fib levels. This is what you can anticipate if this happens. If you really stretch it, you can go to the 70 cents, and that will be a huge stretch in my opinion. I don't see a dollar happening. I do not see $3, and I definitely do not see $7 happening this cycle. And to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, due to my experience of the past 8 years in crypto, I have seen barely 10 coins making higher highs from one cycle to another until it's proven that KASPA is one of those rare coins, which is might be, okay, which is might be. I'm not even dreaming about this becoming another winner in the next cycle, like ETH done in the past cycle, or TRX, or Solana went from one cycle to another, we're actually marginal higher high from one cycle to another. Doge actually made a big move. But if you go to history, 99.999% of all altcoins have one cycle where they dominate, and then the rest of the cycles they go to sleep, never to see new highs again. So the probability right now of this being the high for KASPA, the 20 cents, is quite high. We're going to need to see, and this is unpopular again, I know, but we will need to see the evidence happening, not the wishful thinking, not what we hope as Caspians. None of that actually matters. What matters is that history shows that usually within a market cycle, you get one high. Very seldom you can get another one. So if we do get another one within this bull market of Bitcoin, you will probably never muster above a 70 cents. High probability we won't pass that. That's like a stretch. Even if we go to 40 cents, that's quite big within one cycle. And then to a next cycle, let's say the next Bitcoin cycle, we don't know when that will happen, 2029, 2030, I have no idea, okay? I have no idea how the future will look like. Then to have a new cycle for an old dog, that almost never happens, okay? So please, my advice to you is smash and cook the like button for me to move forward. Take this, my opinion, it's my opinion only for educational purposes, and do with it as you will. This is not financial advice, but you can go study charts, go study prices, see if what I say is actually true. Did a lot of cryptos actually have two cycles within a bull cycle of Bitcoin, like we had, for example, AVAX in 2021, say Luncy, AXS, for example? A bunch of them did, But how much higher was the second peak from the first one? Go check that out. And also check how many cryptos actually made a higher high from one cycle to another. Check and verify myself. And hey, if you want to invest in yourself, you should definitely join our memberships. And if you're one of those people, and I know you're out there, okay, that have above $100,000, maybe above 500,000, above half a mil, above a mil, and you don't, and you're not making the results that you want, you're probably losing, and you're not taking matters into your own hands. You need guidance. Okay, you have a lot of money. If you do one mistake, you can, and have clients that did it, done this and lost more than half of their money just because they just tried their luck as if, this is a gamble. No, this is a professional endeavor. It's serious. Check us out. You need to scan the QR code. Come join us. Check us out. We will lead the way for you. All right. This is what I have for you today. This is the unpopular, the untold truth about KASPA. And I'm sorry, this is what I'm seeing right now. And again, I'm going to update my ideas as price goes along, as price action shows and leads the way. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, no edge,